Greetings. I'm Reverend Jennifer Cormier, proud creator of this podcast. In my recent private work, I've been helping successful women to release the pressure they put on themselves so they can feel at peace and have way more fun in their lives. And this is exactly what we do in the Grace Collective, a virtual spiritual community of soulful, big hearted creatives who value authentic connection and joy. At the Grace Collective, we practice keeping our hearts open and our sense of humor in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Just like you, we've each moved through various life losses and we've risen up through the ashes. And we've risen up through the ashes. Greetings. I'm Reverend Jennifer Cormier, ceremonial artist and proud creator of this podcast. In my recent private work, I've been helping successful women release the pressure they put on themselves so they can feel at peace and have way more fun in their lives. This is exactly what we do at the Grace Collective, a virtual spiritual community of soulful, big hearted creatives who value authentic connection and joy. At the Grace Collective, we practice keeping our hearts open and our sense of humor in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Just like you, we've each moved through various life losses and we've risen up through the ashes. We're leaders, artists, healers, aunties, mothers, grandmothers who gather to heal, grow, and create together. We honor our bodies, the earth, and all beings as sacred, knowing that nature, friendship, and laughter are all good medicine for the soul. We meet at the intersection of spirituality, embodiment, and creativity as part of our activism and our legacy. So I welcome you if you are a soulful woman looking for more community, creativity, laughter, and fun. I invite you to join the Grace Collective. Visit www.gracecollective.us and check out the show notes for more details. I look forward to connecting with you there. Until then, I send warmth and gratitude from my heart to yours. So, I've been reflecting now that we are wrapping up a 4-year cycle of this podcast on what grief has taught me. Many of you have heard my story of my dad's cancer journey, his death, and my year-long, very conscious walk with grief. Um, you might have heard about my mentors, Dr. Lewis Melmadrona and Barb Mangi, who helped me in this moment of very deep pain. And their invitation to me was to walk an entire year through every birthday, every holiday, every milestone, every season with my grief as a teacher. And this gave me some solace. I found some real truth in this invitation, some real peace. And I took it to heart. And I really, without knowing what I was doing, allowed grief to teach me. And I opened the door every day to welcoming my grief and asking it what it had to teach me. And I've been learning really from that year to this day. I learn more and understand more wisdom. And especially since I've been working mainly as a grief guide since the COVID pandemic, which shut down every other piece of work that I was doing as a wedding officiant, as a hands-on healer. Um, and in these 6 years, I wanted to consider here, as Caitlin is leaving the podcast, and we are rounding out our fourth anniversary on November 15th. I wanted to offer 10 heartwarming lessons that grief offers us if we can be curious and willing students. So I sat down with my journal and I listed out the things that felt like they were important for me to learn in my life, and they've been important for the clients that I've worked with and the folks that have moved through my programs and that are in the Grace Collective. These are things that we understand. And maybe all of these feel like they resonate with you. Maybe some of them are revelatory to you, but I want to share these 10 lessons. So here's what I've learned. Number one, there is grief because there is love. And we experience grief because we are walking, loving human hearts. Two, in my understanding, grief is greater than any one emotion. It is not a synonym for sadness. It is an experience. It is a vast container that holds every emotion along with memories and dreams. Three, grief is like a fingerprint. No two experiences are the same. And at times, because there's no map, it can feel terrifying. Four, the grief journey is a healing journey. It's a journey of remembering and returning us back to the experience of our wholeness. It's never something that we get over, but we can feel a sense of peace when we arrive back at the truth of our wholeness. Five, we need each other. We are warm-blooded communal creatures, and we're meant to live in community. Everybody needs hugs, touch, listening ears, and a circle of warm hearts around them. Six, some solitude is healing. And the experience of grieving needs space. Nature is a key medicine. So much restoration is done by the sea, rivers, lakes, mountains. And sometimes going outside and looking west at sunset is the kindest thing you can do for yourself. Seven, vulnerability truly is a strength. Our darkest days are brightened by the tender beauty of our need. When we share the truth of our pain that we are feeling, we open up to unexpected connection, deeper care, and love from our friends and neighbors. Just this week, I was struggling and I allowed myself to cry as I walked through a communal green space in my neighborhood. And my neighbors saw me crying, and I received so many hugs. I brought my challenges that I was wrestling with, my pain, to a playback theater community rehearsal. And I received not only hugs, but a song was written for me, an ode. So sometimes we feel like we shouldn't cry. We apologize for our tears, but it's been important to me to share with everyone that our tears really are a healing medicine. They express the vulnerability of our hearts. They connect us with others. They give other people permission to drop into their hearts, and they help cleanse us and recalibrate our inner compass to love and to where we're going. Number 8, our lives become fuller and more flavorful and more full of gratitude because of our losses. The experience of grief, if we move with it, grows our capacity for living, for loving, and for creating anew. Beauty and art are born from grief. Number 9, grief teaches us patience. It moves at the pace of nature and at the pace of the seasons, not at our modern day technology pace. And it requires us to slow down. And 10, grief helps us to remember what is most important. We remember that we can't take anything with us when we die. It reminds us that we are mortal, that time is precious, and that we can only leave a legacy of love. It's really all about love. So I hope some of those resonated with you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a listener to this podcast over the last 4 years. And we're taking a pause for now. Who knows what will come in the future? But I wanted to offer my gratitude to you. And we'll have a final episode on November the 15th, honoring the 4th anniversary. And you can stay in touch in a few ways. So I'll just let you know, we'd love to keep in touch with you. I'm offering a few things. One is on November 16th, we have an event coming up, Grace Through the Fire. And we're going to gather together and learn about how we can move through challenging, uncertain, terrifying, anxiety producing times, whether that's the global experience that we're feeling or the experience that we're having in our personal lives. I'm going to teach the different methods that I offer to my clients to really ground ourselves back into our hearts and with grace. So that's coming up on November the 16th of 2025. If you want to find information about this event or any other future events I may have, you can go to our website, walkthroughgriefwithgrace.com, and I'll do my best to update the main page with any events that we might be having. You can go ahead and register for that event. There'll be a yellow button on the website, and you can stay in touch. We'll share resources, tips, recommendations, and inspiration for you on a regular basis if you'd like to stay on our list and stay connected in that way. And lastly, I just created something because I have been in need of remembering and reconnecting to my joy. So I've created something called a joy jumpstart for you. And that's something that you can click on the show notes and take me up on. So thank you so much for your presence, for your listening ears, for your tender, open heart. And I look forward to connecting with you on a Joy Jumpstart call or at our November 16th event. And we give great thanks for our connection. Until next time. And lastly, if any of these touched your heart or you've listened to an episode that was moving to you, that taught you something, that inspired you, we'd love to hear. You can reach out to walkthroughgriefwithgrace at Gmail and just drop us a quick note with podcast listener in the subject line. We'd love to hear how this podcast has touched you. And we give great thanks for you being in our extended community. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for listening. You are a vital part of this podcast. You are why we are here. Let us close today by placing a hand on our hearts and a hand on our bellies, feeling our breath move through our bodies. May we feel connected. May we be at peace. May we be love. As we breathe, let us acknowledge that in this moment we are, in fact, alive, and this is a miraculous gift. Let's bow our heads gently to our hearts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing something healing and kind in this moment right now. We give great thanks. We give great thanks. We give great thanks. And it is done until next time. May you walk gently out in the world and be gentle and loving with yourself. Much love from my heart to yours, and bye for now.